What is up? Coach Emma here, and welcome back to the Fit Habit Life podcast, where we cut through the noise, talk real health and fitness, sustainable fat loss, and habits that actually work. And today, I'll be talking about how I lost 4 pounds in a week without drastically cutting my calories, without increasing my training volume, without adding extra cardio. And yeah, so before I dig in, I just want to thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate it. If this podcast episode or any of the episodes in the past have resonated with you, please rate my show, subscribe, and share it because the more people see it, the more fitness myths I can debunk, and the more I can just help others on their health and fitness journey, which is my mission. It's to help others avoid the same pitfalls and mistakes that I've made. But now let's dig in. How the heck did I lose 4 pounds in a week without drastically cutting my calories, without adding cardio, without working out every day? And I will tell you how. So probably it's been a little over 2 months now. I hired my first coach, my first nutrition and fitness coach. I've been coached plenty of times before with a lot of things, which is why I was hesitant. I do not like to let go. I like to do my own thing and have control of everything, as a lot of type A folks probably resonate with. So I hired my first coach, and my gut was screwed up. So we did some various gut testing, and we found out I have gut dysbiosis. So I have an overgrowth of bad bacteria and an undergrowth of good bacteria. And the reason we started with gut testing, which I don't recommend for most people, is because my lifestyle was already dialed in. I already was getting 10,000 plus steps daily. I get 8 hours of sleep a night. I have a sleep routine. I manage my stress. I have healthy stress coping mechanisms. I hardly ever drink alcohol. I strength train 4+ times a week. I stay very hydrated. My diet is like 95+% whole foods. I cook almost all my meals at home. Maybe once a week we go out to eat. So basically all of the stuff that I talk about, I do. I actually do what I preach, which most coaches should, and if they don't, red flag. Definitely don't work with them. But I practice what I preach, essentially. So that's why we started with gut testing. And additionally, given my type A-ness, that sounded weird, my type A personality, I tend to do too much. So I was actually training too much. Even though my volume wasn't that high, I did not have enough recovery or rest days because I was training 6 days a week. So first step, we reduced my volume. I only train 4 days a week now. I kept my step count the same. Over the 2 months, we reduced my calories slightly. And so I saw an initial drop with the reduced inflammation, probably of like 6, maybe 5 or 6 pounds in the first like 6 weeks. And that wasn't the goal. Weight loss wasn't the goal. I've looked very inflamed, so like I guess it was kind of, but really just trying to get healthy, optimize my health, maybe get a little bit leaner, but wasn't really pushing fat loss, just trying to optimize. So lost the initial like 5 pounds. And then going through the gut protocol, I'm not actually or I started the gut protocol. Okay, it's been like 3.5 weeks now. And 2 weeks in, I was like, like I would like to lose a little bit more body fat. Um, and so my weight loss had plateaued. Again, that wasn't the original goal, but I was probably sitting at like 176-ish, 176.5. And then I was like, hey, like, I'm feeling pretty good. My strength is increasing in the gym. I'm not getting any negative biofeedback from the gut protocol currently. I did originally have that brain fog, um, kind of woozy, not like wooziness. What's a good word? Like kind of groggy, like trouble concentrating, which is very common with gut protocols because you're killing off things and your body is metabolizing them and trying to essentially get rid of them. And so with that die off process, it is very common to have like some more fatigue, brain fog, trouble concentrating, that sort of stuff. So very normal, thankfully. Um, but anyway, so after the initial 2 weeks, like my biofeedback was good, not really experiencing bloating or other digestive symptoms, including the brain fog and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'd like to, maybe we can lose like some more pounds. Because long-term goal, I'm going to try powerlifting just for fun. And he's like, sweet. He only dropped my calories 140. That's it. That week, the only thing that changed was dropping my calories 140 calories. And I went down to 172.4. So that is 4 pounds by the end of the week, by Monday morning. So from Monday to the following Monday, which was like, I don't know, 2 days ago now, I'm 4 pounds down. And it wasn't anything I did in that particular week specifically. And that's it's kind of a clickbaity title, but the point is I am hyper consistent. I hit my targets. Like if I look at Chronometer, my food tracking app, I'm like 96% or above every single day. The hardest thing for me, which this is another interesting thing, we reduced my protein intake. I was having too much protein, which can cause digestive issues, which can cause a little bit more inflammation. And we've allocated some of that protein to carbs so that I can perform better in the gym. So, anyway, we reduced my protein intake, reduced my training volume, focused on healing the gut. But for context, most people need to eat more protein. I was eating like 200 grams a day because I just like meat and protein foods like cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, whey protein, beef, chicken thighs, like I love meat. So anyway, most people don't need to reduce their protein intake. They probably need to increase it. But that's what we do. We reduced my protein, reduced my training volume, and we focused on healing my gut. And by focusing on the root cause of a lot of my issues, right, my gut health, that allows me to work better with my body instead of against it. It also has allowed me to better utilize nutrients, which would make my metabolism function optimally. So that's what a lot of people miss. And well, consistency. I mean, I talk about consistency all the time, and I actually practice what I preach. As I said, I'm hitting all my training days. I'm pushing to failure or close to failure for all of my working sets. I'm getting 10 to 12,000 steps a day. I'm getting my sleep in. I'm managing my stress. I'm doing all the things. And over time, as you do all the things, you will start to see those results. So the only thing that changed that 1 week was reducing my calories 140 a day, which if you calculate it, right, 140 times 7 is, let me see, I'm pulling out my calculator. That's 980 calories. That was my only deficit. And if you follow some people on social media, 1 pound of body fat is about 3,500 calories. So the math doesn't math, but that's not true. Because as I talk about a lot, right, your metabolism can change. So as my digestion is functioning better, as my energy levels are improving, as the stress on my system is being reduced because my gut is healing better, my metabolism is functioning more optimally. So again, the things that changed this 1 week wasn't that much that I've done. It was the consistency and the compliance that I had to the protocol my coach put me on the months prior. So me showing up, doing the things, trusting my coach, doing my workouts, staying consistent, hitting my targets, and healing my gut, focusing on healing my gut is what allowed my body and metabolism to function optimally and drop the 4 pounds. So, sorry for the clickbaity title, but it is true. I did lose 4 pounds in a week, but it wasn't that week specifically that allowed my body to do that. It was the weeks prior of the consistency, of the showing up, of doing the things and following the protocol my coach put me on. So huge shout out to Garrett Query. His company's called Intentional Strength. And he's awesome. He's like, so working with him, it wasn't just like about me. I also wanted to learn from somebody who's been doing this for a decade. And so I'm actually, like, as a coach, in the past like couple months, my business has grown, my confidence has grown, my ability to help my clients has grown working with him. So thank you, Garrett. But anyway, the biggest catalyst that allowed me to do this was hiring a coach, because me working with Garrett gave me the accountability, gave me a third-party perspective, and took me out of my own way, which is really what's holding most people back, especially like us type A people. We do too much and we don't like to scale back. We don't like to focus on stress coping mechanisms or reducing volume or, taking a breath, relaxing. So that's probably why you'd benefit from a coach. So one of my clients the other day, I was chatting with him and he's like, this is crazy. This is the most I'm eating ever before. I'm full. I'm losing weight. And I'm training less. My same client, also like me, the irony is I reduced his volume, but I didn't, and training days, but I have not reduced my own until getting my coach. But anyway, reduced his training volume 4 days a week. He was training 6 days a week, high intensity, CrossFit, AMRAP, or whatever the hell those are called, like workouts, like the workout WOM. I don't do CrossFit, I don't know. Doing a lot of those things, under fueling, not eating enough whole foods, not eating enough fiber or protein, constantly injured, lack of ankle knee mobility, a lot of previous injuries. So reducing his volume, focusing on mobility, focusing on increasing his overall micronutrient and macronutrient ratios. So making sure he's eating enough micronutrients, but also he's eating enough protein, fiber, and carbohydrates to fuel his workouts. And recover adequately. He's dropped 15 pounds, but he's eating like 1,000 calories more a day than he was before. So sometimes it's doing less and trusting somebody else to guide you through that process. So anyway, if you want to work with your body instead of against it, first step, right? Establish those foundational habits. Fix your sleep, fix your protein fiber intake, train intensely, but train appropriately. And usually, you probably need a coach to help you with that, at least to help teach you what that would look like for you, because most people have no idea. You need to, I think I probably already said sleep. Well, you need to sleep, you need to stay hydrated, you need to make sure you're getting enough micronutrients. I think this is often underrated. And I used to shit on supplements and stuff, but as I've started using Chronometer, which I recommend now as the best nutrition tracking app, even this is my profession. I eat whole foods, I vary my diet, I get a variety of different plants and proteins in my diet to try to hit all those targets daily. I'm always missing. So probably supplementing with a multivitamin would be greatly beneficial for you. I think most people probably would benefit from that. And then just getting enough movement throughout the day through steps, shooting for 10,000 or more, and managing your stress, getting healthy stress coping mechanisms in there. So once you have that foundation built, your gut health should improve, your hormone profile should improve, your metabolism should improve. But if not, that's when you do testing. That's when you see, hey, what else is going on metabolically? What am I missing? What is, if you're still experiencing symptoms, why are you experiencing them? And working with a coach, you can help you through that process. They'll hold you accountable. They'll do what's best for you. They'll get you out of your own way. You just have to trust them, trust the process, and you will see those results. And the results will probably take longer than you think. But it'll be a lot shorter than if you did try to do it on your own. Because you've tried to do it on your own before, which is probably why you're listening to this podcast. And you're probably still not where you'd like to be. Don't want to leave the podcast on that note. But anyway, if you're still stuck, if you need that extra guidance, I would love to help you. You can just click the link in my caption to book a no obligation consultation call. I'll help you identify what are the biggest hurdles to getting you to where you need to go. And whether or not we end up working together, you will have next steps, actionable next steps to improve your overall metabolism, metabolic health, and body composition. So anyway, that is how I lost 4 pounds in a week. It wasn't the 1 week, it was everything I've done leading up to it. And if you know anybody who this would resonate with, please share. Please rate the show, like, subscribe. And I appreciate you for listening. I will catch you on the next one. Peace.